Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. Nice weekend. We're going to be picking up with our Phoenix Wright game shortly tonight. Should be a lot of fun. Drank my tea and whatnot, so hopefully all this talking I've been doing lately continues to be viable. That'd be nice. Let's see here, checking in with the kitties. Got kind of a pile of them on the desk there for a moment. We have Weasley top and center. His left side toasted. Sky up here on the right-hand side, similarly toasting. Sky is one of the ones that can definitely recognize his name if you saw his head perk there for a moment. If for no other reason than he knows that I am aware of him so that he can begin the mischief. Let's see, then we have Rorschach over on the right there on the table. All loafed up. And then bottom center we have Ember. For a few minutes there, she was looking up at the camera, and you got that nice night vision reflection in her eyes. Jorah said a little earlier she was feeling judged by the picture on the thumbnail. Ember was kind of disgruntled with the photo op at that point. What are you doing, Sky? Huh? What are you doing? What do you see? Never an optimal scenario when Sky seems to have noticed something, you know? But anyhow, Ember has become a little disgruntled with the new cats. Primarily because she's not great at sharing. So if like she's in a spot and one of them shows up, she'll usually retreat outside of limited circumstances. Which means she misses out on a favored spot. I don't think the others are as much aware of this so much as just the fact that she gets out of the way. But she's napping. Phoenix Wright. First, push these buttons. Lower the game sound by 20 decibels. Click. There we go. What do we get? Still having a good day there, Jorah? You recall we got through the initial trial segment there pretty much on the seat of our pants. The decisive witness that they called in was shown to have a lot of holes in her testimony, and also that she was fantastically biased. Ooh, Fell Court of Troya. Good times. One of the best boss songs at the end of that. And another good one later. All kinds of goodness. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Phoenix often strikes me as if he is perpetually confused and surprised by what's going on around him. Are trials always always like this with you? With you? What are you implying, Emma? Hey there, dog. Welcome aboard. Glad you could join us right here at the start. Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface. But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much, yeah. Everything's awful all the time. It's a struggle. Except today, we're swimming in quicksand. Don't worry, it can always get worse. So, what happened to your sister, anyway? Apparently, she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. Oh, this dude. Marshall. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a young'un, at least. Officer Marshall. Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen the last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutors tasting mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. Quick swig of juice. See, you don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow her slender. I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. Saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. A bad feeling about this. He's gonna be our next witness, probably. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee. Hey, cats. We need cats. Quick. Gavel. I'd like to resume? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Edgeworth seems unhappy. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue. Your lips are purple. You're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent. Edgeworth is having a bad time. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Gavel. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock. Who's there? He has the same medallion that the marshal guy has. What's with this guy? Strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you. Slow blink. Slow blink. Slow blink. Happy face. Oh. Oh. Sorry I'm late, Udgy. 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 The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, Udgy. How you been? Swim much these days? Ah, hello, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy? Busy smizzy, Udgy. My boy, you have to take time to relax. Yes indeed. Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge. Like, it's his nickname for the judge, but it seems like he doesn't have a nickname that is actually like a diminutive of the actual name. He only knows him by his title. Calling him Your Honor Wanner or something like that, you know? I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry. So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly! Little worthy. Mr. Wright. You don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Blink. Blink. Happy face! Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Wow. Subtle. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Starr wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Guy really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth. How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? Your investigators are... If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. Thump. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says, Person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. Gavel. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think you just have to push this switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at people anymore. It's a conundrum, Your Honor. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Oh, it has to move slowly to it and click for us. SL92. Ah, see, that's on the note. There's a small tag on this knife. It seems to say SL92. The note had what seems to be a date marking and I think a similar SL marking. What does that mean? Well, I've heard something similar. DL6 of the DL6 incident fame. But it's strange. Huh? What is? I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this. Or letters that looked a lot like this somehow. Rotate. Pick. Pop. Ah, don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Switchblade knife added to the court record. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. Gavel. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police. And this knife. Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. He's so happy. Jolly, perhaps. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Gavel, gavel, gavel. Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright? 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim. Scientifically speaking, of course. Statistically speaking, at that point. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Save game. Excuse me, special? Mm-hmm. Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto, but I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department. At the department, I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. Yep. This is... Let's see. So that's SL9 221. Whereas that was SL6. Oh, no, wait, SL9 2. SL9 221. So, how were things down at the department? Something happened at the police department too, huh? You've got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp. Hungry. So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy. What with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? What? On the same day that the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there is still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. We know the victim died at 5:15, or the murder occurred at that point. They were in the police department. Let's see how they were killed. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the Force call a stabbing. With a knife. A knife. That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. Now we're cooking. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. Seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Shocking. Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand. Try to understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. There it is. I'd better find it to get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. Wrong voice. Very different. Oh, it looped. We're going to save here, and we're going to present the note from the trunk. Oh, music stopped. Wait a second. Ah, at last. An honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Ah, an honest-to-goodness what do you mean from Udgy. This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s 12 over 2? Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside? The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around, and what do you get? Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Shocking. Gavel. Well, Chief? Pause. Ah, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say? Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Oh, I like how the note has come back around. Can we present the note again? Nope. Can you say there's no connection? Oh, because I'm chief of police, I can say anything. Okay, so we linked the knife. Nope. Let's try the coroner's report there, or the autopsy report. Thinking maybe it would link the time. Stolen from the department's evidence room and wrapped in a muffler. Okay, the cell phone. Wrong button. Circle all the way back around. What about the cell phone? Nope. Happened at the police department. Hungry, what happened? Why didn't you ask what happened? Busy with this case. Same day. Another detective. That's the fact. Lost for words. Do you have a suspect? Just arrested him. That was quick. Still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help. Give me details. Ah, okay. Tell us exactly when they died. Now that's a sharp question. Very sharp. Well, my boy, you're gonna love this. Okay, that's the, that just leads right into the next question. Okay. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second, I've heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was stolen from the evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. I'm gonna save it and try the knife right here, because the knife was stolen. Nope. From the evidence room, I should say. And the murder took place in the evidence room. Okay. Now that we established the link, if we press on this one, it makes progress. The defense's position is simply this. The connection between those two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with it, righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. Blink. Blink. Happy face. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right there. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well. I guess we might as well try to get what we can out of him. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name, after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 584-2189. 584-2189 is Goodman's number. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 8, 2... I can't do it. It involves more than 2 numbers. I'm at a loss. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. This tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does it mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. Police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh ho! Is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, righto? Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 584-2189. Hey there, Vlad. Yep, we have many cute kitties on this channel. The one you can see currently is Weasley. I wish it was Professor Layton in the memes there, mofo. I'm gonna go with Mofo. um, I don't think they've even they've re-released the Professor Layton Phoenix Wright crossover anywhere. I think it was only on the DS that one time, and that one was a lot of fun. Also, welcome to the channel, YouTube. Pause. Long pause. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait. That ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right again. The number the chief of the police gave us was 5842189, which is the same number that we just read. Wait a second, right? What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Dramatic point. Pause. Sharp as attack, righto. Sharp as attack. But wait. Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yes, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room, at the exact same time. That's impossible. So, what you're saying is the same person was killed at the same time? In a completely different location? I suspect he was killed in the police department, stuffed in the trunk of Edgeworth's car, and was promptly driven back over to the prosecutor's office, where he was later found, for some reason, by the chief prosecutor. And then that's as far as I got. No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Oh, he getting angry. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight. The grave error. Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news? Oh, yes. This was the doofy police officer who barged into Edgeworth's room while he was preparing for this case. And Edgeworth drove him off. Told him he was too busy to hear about anything else. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait. Aha! This guy. Who salutes with his entire body. Yep, he's got a report. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me, he said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky case. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Oh, yep, you screwed up, Edgeworth. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. In any case, this was a serious error. A gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But, but sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then I... Blink. 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 Angry face. Oh, a difference. No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. What? Now what has the second rule of evidence law, Now what was? Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in the court before the trial. This report wasn't on the list. So, what does that mean? Said the judge. I couldn't submit this evidence until the connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over there. Good job, Righto, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I would say, how can he say that with a straight face? But we've already demonstrated that his memory lasts like 2 seconds, so we don't need to point out every other case we've participated in as far as grave errors and malfeasance is concerned. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. That will be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. Gavel. Hey, save point. Let's see. While it's saving, while we're saving, kitty cats. Let's see. We have Sky top left, snoozing in the cat tree. I think Sherbet hasn't noticed him yet because Sherbet hasn't gotten up in his personal space as a result of this. Of course, Weasley top center. Rorschach all loafed up top right. And then bottom center on the little night vision hammock there is Ember. Little kitty bagel there. Let's see. Let's see. How about the loaf? Save. Wright and Company Law Offices. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with this case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? Bestest attorney. So aware of all the facts. The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death at after 5 p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot, in the police department's evidence room. So it says he was stabbed after 5:15, but the coroner's report, autopsy report, says he died. It says he died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. So there's a reasonable window involved here. What's this and the evidence room part? I mean, you were there, Emma. You were right there. Like, in the courtroom when we talked about this. This scientific inquiry with her notepad constantly out. Bad at note-taking, Emma. Bad at note-taking. The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Which was established earlier, and why are they so far apart? Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. See, there are a lot of incidents like that. That was Phoenix Wright's internal monologue. She is... Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Like, she's reacting to his internal monologue. Are we implying that Phoenix is just muttering this out loud whenever it's the blue text? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. Science? Are the thick-rimmed rose-tinted glasses supposed to imply something to us here? Back at the prosecutor's office underground parking lot. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? Now, I bet Phoenix is going to act blithe about this too. The same person, based on the ID number, was killed in both places. They did not find the body in the other place. They found the body in this place. A place 30 minutes away. There's like... There might as well be a sign with like a... like a parking attendant flagging people down to the connection here. Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. This scientific inquiry. Once again. Go science, Maya. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. The oil drum was empty. It was kicked over. It was brimming with water. It would have concealed evidence. My sister? Erasing evidence at a crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just... Yeah, right there. Phoenix was saying that, like, in his head, right? And she leaps out as if she heard him. Is everybody around Phoenix a telepath? We're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Emma laughs. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Fluid. She kind of needs to hold it up with, like, a light source right behind it, so you get that nice, starburst effect behind it. A little bit of bloom. Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains on this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look. I'll lend you these glasses. Okay, now we've explained the glasses. There we go. Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this. Press Enter to spray it on. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains. Boop. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, this is a bloodstain? It's so... Emma, you're shaking. It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this scientifically? How much? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, they'd have to have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright? I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we... I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a bloodstain, okay? See? I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Solution used for scientific investigation. Finds blood traces. Spray to use. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all of their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit their view of the case. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah! It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this spray... give this a spray on anything suspicious. Ah? Oh. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr. You only trust your own eyes, hmm? Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just... that kind of lead doesn't really get my... that kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. You certainly put me on the... you certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Angry eye. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective, which she is currently not a detective. She stabbed Goodman. It would be like her saying something like, I swear it's true, or my name's not Jim. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? She's draped in the coat. And she's opening the trunk. She's looking at the trunk. So what's going on here? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes. It was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me... Angry eye. They coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long they called me the Cough Up Queen. Still such a weird nickname. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go? Or fired? Oh, my dream job when I became an investigator, the prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go. I'd still be one today. It's all because of that case, the SL9 incident. SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... about the knife. Boop. No, we gotta go back out. Just present. Then we present the knife. What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Talk? Oh. About this. Missile mine incident on the note. From that note. Goodman, head detective. Really? Knife was evidence. Due for transferal. As I suspected, it's not over yet. Do you think you could tell us more? Nope. I had one of those until 2 years ago. Detective's ID. Back when you were the cough-up queen, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. Wish I could be so sure. Blood all over phone. Oh, far enough to the right and it clicks center. Wait a minute. There we go. Must have missed a spot. Thick. This blood must be from when Lana... No, my sister isn't the murderer. But she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged. Hey, whose side are you on? This has nothing to do with taking sides. So this means that Lana's hand had blood on it. This just keeps getting worse. Alright, let's poke around here. See if we can find some new flags. Weasley says, hey, pet me instead. This troublemaker some attention real quick. Come here, you. Come here. No? Okay. Come on. No? He's trying to decide how much attention he wants. Come on, then. Come here. Come here. There you go. These times I think I might have to get a separate microphone that I could not use the noise filter on and turn on so you guys can hear the cats purring. Get some kitty cat ASMR going, you know? It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. Suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all. So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got from the front desk. Here it is. She's like a kid in an amusement park. Ooh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Wonder if those smudges are just supposed to be the general incompetence of Gumshoe. Yes, yes. I know. I stopped Weasley. I know. Do, 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 do. Guard station. Oh. Ah. It's officer has a very definite theme they'd like to work through. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room, the scene of the crime. It sure seems that way. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Yipes, these sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. Okay, I think it's intact again. Okay. At least I caught it quickly that time. Sorry about that, folks. How so? Encased in a cold, rigid shell, with spines pointed in every direction. Just like her. Wow. I mean, I get saying they're both prickly or something like that, but a cold, rigid shell with spines pointed in every direction is definitely a way to describe somebody, I guess. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. A great deal of booze at this guard station. I feel like there might be some dereliction of duty given the amount of alcohol that is apparently being consumed. Oh, I'm sorry. The amount of juice. That's entirely different. No, nothing to worry about. It's only juice. Look, on the floor, a lasso. Lasso? Lasso is the verb, isn't it? Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap? Here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here. But the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. The swinging door makes this place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch. I'd say it'd be more of a scream myself. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. Looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was this called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? I know, a poochie. Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being and just let you keep guessing. It's funny. Hey, there's a big red emergency button. Texas. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it'd open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. All right, criminal affairs. Blue flag. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. It explains the sort of split image that they had at the kind of the opening scene. It makes my head hurt. Well, first things first. Let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. But don't mess up or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone is going to help us much either. That must be the chief of detectives. He's glued to his computer screen. What? Detective killed in the evidence room? Tell no one outside the police department. No, I told that old lady at the restaurant everything. Someone's getting a demotion. That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. I know, the killer used dry ice. If you put it between the latch and the door, the room could be sealed shut. Trying to process that one. So, does he mean like the handle latch of the door? Then the dry ice? I don't get it. This is good. I'll win a writer's award for sure. Okay. He's not writing a report, he's writing a novel. Right. Detention center. How's everyone's day going so far, huh? Looks like Miss Sky is in questioning. I hope the detectives aren't yelling at her. How did you kill him in two places at the same time? Can you imagine? How's she supposed to answer that? Wait a second. Didn't Mr. Gant say they'd arrested a suspect in the police department murder? Let's come back later. Gonna check all the places here. The generic remind me what's going on stuff. Same old, same old. Routine can be nice now and again, I guess, Andrew. At least it means nothing's going wrong. Well, I guess unless your daily routine is stuff going wrong. Hopefully not. We know there's blood on the phone, which means somebody did go over there and try to use it. She is a fun new addition to the recurring characters so far, Jorah. For those that aren't aware, Jorah is also playing Final Fantasy XIV in the background, trying to catch up to the rest of the group. Something we could give her that would trigger that case dialogue. This is the same as the knife. That is a nothing. You... yeah, that is her. This is nothing to do with me response. If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime. I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. Yes, it is, Jorah. She has onigiri on her hat, the little octopus cut hot dog on her necklace, and she sells little bento boxes. That's when I took this photo. Yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime. Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. See the big little rice balls on her hat, and then the shaped hot dog. I think the completing the ensemble would be either the earrings or her ring should be one of those apple slices cut into a bunny. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? Tell us about that time. Okay, we had to hit 3 flags. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable to who? Two years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. Okay, so Goodman, Marshall, and Starr here. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So they didn't solve it? On the contrary. It was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes. The criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. Well, what? But the criminal was executed, right? On the basis of evidence. Of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then, it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side, and that's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait! Those lunches you sell. There is only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Star's old boyfriends, how many does she have, anyway? Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes? Then you should take this. Wow. Fully grilled steak with a pat of butter, some vegetable, and various vegetables on rice. Fancy lunchbox. Salisbury steak. Which always gets presented as a bigger thing than I remember it being when I was growing up. It gets presented as a bigger thing in like anime and manga and the like. A Salisbury steak lunch set? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Receipt from Miss Starr. Excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood. And I feel like he'll probably be back at the guard station now. Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he your... Are you his... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too, back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Alright, off we go. New flag. This place is charged with frantic energy, as always. Please? Huh? Wasn't that... One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. Sad Gumshoe. I'm surprised he can afford a steak lunch from Lunchland. Given his yearly bonus was like $20, he's got to be... I mean, this man's a top ramen man if ever there was one. Nothing but ramen cups and microwaves in his house. Perhaps one of those, self-heating kettles nearby. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. But you've caught the criminal, but now you need evidence that they're the criminal. Well, that lines up with the police in this world. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? Same day, killed in parking, blah, 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 blah. There's a suspect, just arrested him. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal. All I know is I need me a steak lunch. Pronto. Standing around here talking isn't going to fill my belly. And away he goes. Wait, don't leave. If you want to go know more, head down to the detention center, pal. I mean, you'd think it'd be scandals like crazy. You're right, Jorah. Their method of investigation seems to be gathering evidence by covering themselves in glue and making snow angels on the scene. Just get in there and get everything all, stuck on stuff. Roll around, scoop a bunch of stuff in a bag, shake it up. Pick out bits at random, assert they mean particular things, and put them on the evidence list. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. Later. Gumshoe away! He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Okay, not this place yet. So let's go to the detention center now. Still, I still feel better. I do feel better about things. A little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. Is, I think, meant to be microphone or a loudspeaker interference. What was that? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator. I'd say I was the perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Oh man, there's even a sound when he salutes. Definitely gonna concuss himself to death at some point. Hi. Greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. I got Officer Meekins. So you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir. I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman. Like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report. No, sir. How should I say this? Wait, he isn't... Is he? You... Officer Meekins, you didn't... Did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. What? What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. I still like how on his ID badge, he's doing the same silly salute. Sir, I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir. Sir. Ow. I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir. And so I went to the evidence room, sir. Ah, okay. That symbol, that gold badge on his hat, that's the police force badge, I guess. That's why Marshall and the chief of police, and he has it. Okay. I don't know what it's meant to be. Maybe it's supposed to be like a person with their arms up over their head? Or just a neat symbol? The dark part could be like a little pinchy claw. Like it's a crane game reaching for his nose. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So, normally there's a guard at the evidence room. That's right, sir. Because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. He did the, like, aha gesture, the slamming his fist down on his hand, but his left hand is all bandaged up, so he hurt himself. The heck is this guy doing? So, what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And then I came to. I was here. In the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might we ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. Bandage on his hand, just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity in this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir. Please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as a perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention center and alive and well at that. Ah, yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if you had to label him as a stranger, or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So, you didn't know him. Sir, I work in a tiny department, devoid of light or other creature comforts. Wow. The fact that he's kind of looking up, like, he's musing on better times when he talks about the dark cave that they kept him in. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intentions of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. About your hand, did that happen in the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? But sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And then the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were, Then, when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock! Oh, the sorrow, sir! Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared. That's some story. Talking to the people. Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday. And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. Let's get some Ember Bagel on the screen there. I guess we'll have to come back. There. Is this the knife? Officer Meekins, this is... Nope. I'm scared of knives, sir. That's it, sir. Last night, sir, that's the one. Oh, okay. I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir. And I was being peeled. On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. Ah, okay. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir. That's it. That's it. That's what? My head was blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct. That card was the cause of it all. This ID card. Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing. I better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, You might say I'm a lost little patrolman, a lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. Did he? What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him. Do unto to others before they do unto you. My father's words, sir. Well, that's time-honored advice to a child. Get them before they get you. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir, everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman. And the victim, whom we met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir, That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time, Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly. No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime, my crime, the crime I swore to stamp out, it's there, it's me, it's on tape. And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No thanks, I have my own. Well, guess we'd better go check out the crime scene. Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives' desk. It's Police Chief Gant. And you're sure this is all? This is all, hmm? You know what it means if there's anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats. Under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered. Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? You gotta appreciate a man that's got his own musical theme, let alone a man that can wear a fully orange suit with black undershirt. Is Edgeworth gonna be okay? Oh, Worthy? Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case. Right? Righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Why, they'd do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their own, on their turf too, I mean. There being the prosecutors, I assume? Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that is what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, righto. I can't give away all of our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives trapped shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier? Huh? You saw that? Whoops. Wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Oh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So, nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still there? Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. Lost Item Report, a half-written document dated 2/21. Can only be submitted to the Chief of Police. Maybe he's referring to a piece of evidence or similar, since 221 is also a number on the slip with the SL9 connection. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. But folks, I think we're going to cut out a little bit early tonight. Throat is acting up, and I am a little more tired than expected, potentially as a result. So we're going to wrap up here. I shall seek additional medications. But I hope everybody had a good time. We are making progress in Phoenix Wright still. Moved along through another day of the trial, and we are in the midst of a weird one with the simultaneous double murder of the same person that everybody is just taking in stride. But yes, I will be working on the schedule starting tomorrow. So tomorrow or Monday, there'll be an update on that. And then I will potentially see you on Monday as well. So have a good night, everyone.